Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a review and unboxing, basically. Not a review, but a swatching of Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette. So, it's kind of new, but it's not that new because I've been, procrastinating doing this video. I haven't done it fast enough, I guess. But yeah, so now I'm doing it. I hope you guys will like it, and I hope you guys haven't all bought it yet, and I'm not doing this for nothing, even though that would be my own fault. So let's start with the box. It's a super cute box. It really looks like a chocolate bar, like those classic vintage chocolate bars kind of thing. You would picture this in Willy Wonka's factory. So that's super cute, but it's just a box. But what's really fun is you actually have all the colors in the back with their names too. So the case looks like this. It's a really bright pink with a bunch of little hearts here. It says Too Faced and Chocolate Bonbon here. So I find it's pretty cute, but I do find it's a bit tacky. It looks kind of cheap-ish. I guess it's just the color though, because compared to compared to the semi-sweet, which actually looked like a chocolate bar, I actually prefer that design than this one. But I guess what's important is actually the colors that you'll get on the inside. I'm smelling it because I love how Too Faced palettes, they always smell like chocolate, so it's really fun. I just love it. This is what it looks like. What I really liked about this palette and what made me actually buy it is the fact that they're all really heart-shaped colors, and there's actually a lot of colors. That's what I liked about Too Faced in general. Their palettes, it's not just, let's say, 8 eyeshadows. There's actually a bunch. This one actually has 16, which is a lot. 16 is a lot of colors. Most palettes will usually have about 10 eyeshadows. This one has almost double. And it smells like chocolate, which I love. The other thing I love about Too Faced is the fact that it always comes with little kind of lookbooks like this that gives you kind of options of what you could do with the palette and the step-by-step tutorial, which is something else that I love about Too Faced. I know the first Naked palettes by Urban Decay, for example, did not have those. The latest one, Naked Smoky, I think they have one if I remember correctly. But I always feel that's really fun and it's really good because it kind of makes the palette more user-friendly, because it actually, anybody, most people would be oh, I don't know what to do with the palette. So if you go and you have this is actually making the palette user-friendly, which is why I like it. So now I'm gonna go on to the swatching. I'm gonna be using Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer to actually set the eyeshadow and try to make you be able to look at it better. The reason I'm going to use the primer is to kind of try and make sure that you're actually going to see the eyeshadow on my arm. I have to figure out how I'm actually going to do this because I don't think there's going to be enough space on my forearm here for 16 colors. But we're still going to try. The first color here is Ailment Ruffle. This is the one I'm going to try. It's a very soft kind of purplish taupe color. So you can see here it's really light. You could not use it as a highlight because it's a bit too deep, but it's not a very intense color. It's really soft, so it's really good for romantic color looks kind of thing. I would probably use it as an all over color. Next is the color Satin Sheets. It's hard to see because it's a very light color. So it's hard to see because it's a very light color, but it's pretty much the shiny line right beside Ailment Ruffle. So it's more a highlight color, but it's not a white per se. So it's really again, they actually go really well together. And unlike Ailment Ruffle, it's actually a shiny finish. It's not a matte finish. Next is the color Sprinkles. So it's a really light pink. So here is Sprinkles. It's really light. It's but it's more pigmented, so it actually stands out much more than the two first colors, which are much softer. And it's a really baby pink kind of color. Next up is Molasses Chip. So now we're talking. Right beside Sprinkle, it has a lot of pigment. You actually don't see it that well, but I didn't even apply that much. That's why I really wanted to put the emphasis on the fact that it has a lot of pigment. It's a really nice kind of copper, not copper because it's not that reddish, it's not orangish, but it's still a very shiny, it has a shiny finish. and it's just a beautiful color. Next is the color Malted here. So here it is, it's right under Molasses Chip, and it's like kind of matte, but it actually like has little sprinkles into it, which doesn't make it a pure matte, and it's really good for like a liner color, outer V's, and it's just like a really chocolate color basically. In the next row we have Cashew Chew. So it's a really light color, more like a highlight color kind of thing. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see because it's so light and it's also so neutral. Like it's a really like soft color, kind of like a grayish, but with a little hint of purple or pink in it. It's also like, that's what I like about this palette. It's just like so soft basically. Just to prove me wrong, the next color is anything but soft. It's the color Cotton Candy right here. So here's Cotton Candy. You can see it's like a really cotton candy pink. You could either just apply a little bit to have a softer look, or you could actually like apply more, which is gonna give a lot more pigment to the color. Next is Cafe Au Lait, which ironically is like a gray color, which I wouldn't have thought, but it's like a metallic gray right here. So when you apply it, you can see it's like a neutral color, has a bit of shimmer to it. It doesn't come off exactly as gray, but it's still like a metallic color. This palette actually has mostly metallic colors. Now I actually have to switch my arm because it's full. Hopefully the last colors will actually fit on it. Next we have the color Bordeaux here. So here is what Bordeaux looks like. So it's like kind of like a deep brown with a little hint of red to it. It's also a matte color. Another matte color is going to be the color Mocha, which is lighter right beside it. Here's what Mocha looks like. So it's like a brown. It's lighter than Bordeaux, but it's also lighter than Malted. I'll try to like compare it. You can't really see here, but yeah, so it's much lighter, and it's like matte, which is like making it really different from Molasses Chip, because it's kind of like almost the same tone, like it's just as light, let's say, as Molasses Chip, but Molasses Chip is like a shiny color, like metallic, whereas this one is actually matte. Next we have a very fruity color, the color Black Currant right here, and it's also like a really high pigment, like really colorful color. So here is Black Currant. You can see it's like a really nice shade of purple. It's a dark color. It actually has kind of like a metallic finish to it, and it's really perfect for like a liner color. Next up is Dark Truffle. So here's another very like dark color. It's actually like brownish, and it's not metallic, but it is not like matte either, so it's kind of like an in-between kind of finish. Next we get another really matte finish. It's the color Pecan Praline. So it's kind of like a matte, like neutral taupe color. So here it is, Pecan Praline. So you can see it's like really light, but it's very neutral and it's still soft. Like I said, most of the colors from this palette are actually really soft, which is something that I really like about it actually, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. So it's like a lot of colors you can play with. Its name is actually really good for it. We have Totally Fetched, which is like a bright fuchsia, like a super hot pink. So here you go. This is what Totally Fetched looks like. What I really like is that it's so buildable. Like even though it's really pigmented, you can like soften it up or actually like make it super bright. So it's really like buildable. Like I mentioned, if you like apply a lot or a little, it's really gonna make a difference. There's only 2 colors left and there's still space on my arm, so we're fine. Next is gonna be the color Earl Grey right here, which is blue, ironically. Here's what Earl Grey is gonna look like. So you can see that even though it looks really teal in the package, it's actually like comes off much more darker, so it's really like a liner color basically. It's not gonna be, or an outer V, or like pretty much like a really dark eyeshadow. That's what I'm trying to say here. So it doesn't come off exactly as teal as you could see it in the package, but you can still see the hint of blue to it. Last but not least, we have Divinity right here. Last but not least is Divinity. So Divinity right here, you can see it's kind of like a creamy pearly white. So it still has like I would kind of qualify it as a rosy cream. So it's a really nice highlighting color. It's a really light shadow. And I actually love the fact that it's like pearlish kind of thing. So it's a really nice color. Whew, I'm so happy the swatching is over because it's so hard to swatch because there was just so many colors. But overall you can see that like the first colors, if I compare this arm for example, are much like softer and lighter in general than this arm, which is like much more pigmented and much more like darker. Overall the palette actually has like a lot of matte finishes, like, oh, wrong palette. Sorry. Like overall the palette has a lot of matte colors in it. And like that's something I really like because this year like matte is so in. Like you can see matte everywhere. Matte lips, matte foundation, matte like eyeshadow, matte everything. Basically everything is matte. So like on let's say 18 colors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 over like 18 are actually matte. There are some metallic colors. They're all really soft. Like I mentioned before, they're all really like romantic. They smell so good on top of that. So like I'm really happy with the purchase. And what I also like about it is that, wait a second, comparing it to the semi-sweet chocolate bar and the bonbon, like they are kind of different. Like they're not too similar. Bonbon is much more like towards like a pink colors. Like I guess a palette that it would kind of remind me of is the Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay because it's so rosy. But it's much more complete as like there's not only like pink colors, it's really like a complete palette with a bunch of different like types of colors, different looks you can actually achieve. It's not only rose colors, like pink colors, that's what I mean, like not a rose gold theme, even though like there's a lot of pink in there and there's also a lot of color. So that's why like I really like this palette, and it's just so romantic. Like I love the little heart shape. It's just so cute and I could not buy it. So overall I'm really happy with the purchase. And like I said, it was horrible to swatch though, so like horrible because like so many colors to swatch, you know? But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and please don't forget to leave your comments down below if you got a palette, if you liked it, and pretty much just anything, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you for watching.